Hey friends, how's everybody doing today? Well, welcome everyone, new subscribers. Thank you so much. Glad you're here. We're cruising, looking towards 150 subscribers. We're at 126 now, so that's pretty exciting. It's been a long road, but it's been a lot of fun, and there's a lot of stuff in store. I'm really just tickled and super stoked about what's going down this week. And I think it'll be, I don't want to blow the surprise right now, but it's going to be pretty significant for the axe handle endeavor, as well as this. You could see I already started breaking her in here, and I guess we could just go over this. It's obviously a drum, a sanding drum, and it not only rotates clockwise, it goes up and down, which creates a much better edge than just something that would be turning round and round and round. It's also easier to shape things. So the purpose of it is twofold, and it's mainly in making patterns and prototypes. The prototypes are going to be done by hand with the help of this machinery. And then in the patterns, cleaning up edges. I just wanted to go over the way I'm going to start out putting it to work. So we'll start with the patterns. When you get a pattern you like, I trace it out on a piece of plywood. This is a 1/4-inch piece of Baltic birch left over from that door project that I built. And so we just have, this was a vintage handle that I got off of eBay, and I traced it, and I will cut this out on the bandsaw. And ordinarily I would get the planes and start trying to get as close to this fine Sharpie. And I really like the fine Sharpies better than a pencil because they just stay, well, let's see. It's a nice line to work to, I think. Especially when you're tracing it onto the hickory, the lines, it doesn't bleed like on this birch, but it stays pretty darn confined. You can see it on, here are two, one's a kid's axe handle and one is a hatchet handle. But you can see, you can really get very accurate if you hug this line. Whereas if you have this, it's just less accurate. So anyway, this is the first use. It will allow me to get in there and really fine tune the templates and just make it that much better. I mean, all the templates are pretty good, but I think with this, we're gonna go back over them and check with straight edges and check with French curves and really get these things spot on, because it's someday the CNC is coming, and I don't want to have to redo all the patterns. Other thing that I'm using it for is after each bandsaw run. The bandsaw runs, which I think we've covered before, there's two different bandsaw runs. One is for shape, and the other one is to just eliminate thickness, so it doesn't have to be sanded off, and you get that kind of off-fall for that. So what this will do, the spindle sander will do, is allow me to get in here to my palm swells and remove into all my curves on the single bits and all of that. It'll allow me to remove these saw marks and get super close to my line and keep it square. This one actually isn't too bad. It got run. There's some. If you can make that out, these are humps, and you can feel it's a little wavy. And if you sight down, see if we can get that. Yeah, you can see it's a little lumpy. Not so bad. Yeah, that is kind of bad. But you can see the lumpiness, and that's what I want this to do, is to remove the lumpiness. Now, with a double bit, I can come over to this sander, and on the straightaways, as long as I keep the taper, this guy can run, and I have my table, or my platen, or not platen, but my work surface is square to my sanding belt, my 6x48, and I can get that pretty straight. Here's a couple of double bits that are ready to go to the sander, and if you sight down these guys, hopefully I picked a good one. Yeah, that's really pretty straight. And the reason that I like to do that, I guess you might call it an extra step, is because these humps that I'm talking about right now, these dips and humps, when you go to the shaping sander, those humps telegraph into your final shape. So then once you get to a rough shape, or even your finished state, at some point in the process, let me back that up. At some point in the process, you're chasing down those dips in your roughs. So at some point, whether it's a rough like this, or a finished product like these guys, relatively finished product, you can see on this ash handle where that happened, and there's a hump in that. So I've got to sight down this and flatten that guy, which won't be too hard, but it's these dips that you're really concerned about. You want to eliminate as much of that prior, so you're not chasing it down as the process goes along, because it gets harder and harder, and then you get into contoured sandpaper, sanding blocks, and cabinet scrapers, and it's just like chasing something down a rabbit hole. So anyway, let me get set up, and I'll show you what this thing does. Back in a flash. I've got a piece of rubber for cleaning abrasives, and it helps unclog and extend the life of your sandpaper. I use it over at the big sander too. Now, if we sight down this guy, see if we can get it done. absolutely machine shop perfect, but what we've eliminated is probably 95% of the dips. And you can see we're really close to our little Sharpie line, and it's going to help us. We're just conceding that the lumps are going to hurt us, so we're taking them out right now. So anyway, back at it. Okay, that's exciting. What I really like about this is that. This and this will get put over on the big belt sander because these are just straightaways for the eye. But this, right out of the box, we're square business on all these surfaces. That's a really good thing. If that's not square, it's just more problematic. It's just more work that you have to take into consideration when you're shaping the handle. Now, you know, this is just the way I do it, and this is all just developing these processes. This is mainly for prototypes and patterns. Once something goes into production, it's going to be a completely different process because it's going to be production, and that's part of the announcement this week. So that's coming soon. I almost gave it away. But all those ridges and dips are gone, and it sights pretty true, I have to say. So then this guy will go over and get his center line, and then we'll lay out the sides that are going to get cut away at the bandsaw, and come over and either take care of it here or take care of it there on the big belt sander, and then we're ready to start shaping. So that's kind of, I hope y'all are doing really well. Exciting times, really. I just, yeah, I don't know what to say. Really stoked about what's coming to the shop. Hopefully Wednesday or Thursday. I'm really stoked. So yes, it is another piece of machinery. It's a missing piece of the puzzle, and it's time. It is time. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you're on the fence about it and you're checking it out, please like and subscribe. It helps out around here more than you know. We like people talking with each other and the exchange of information and just kindness. Everybody being polite and friendly. That's really where I want things to be. There's enough craziness on the internet. I want this to be a place where people can enjoy themselves and maybe get a laugh or learn something they didn't think of, or just, you know, whatever it is. I'm just glad you all are here, and let's rock it and turn it to 11. Let's do it. Take care, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.